Welcome to the Tech Club with your hosts, Jason and Mish. Here to give you the latest news, tech tips, and answer your questions. You can visit our website at www.computertamers.com. You can call in at 818-739-8894. And now here's Jason and Mish, the Computer Tamer. Welcome to the Tech Club. Going out on the air. I am Jason. I'm not Jason. I am Mish.
You can be Jason if you want.
If I feel like it. I'm making a slight change to our how we're doing things. We dumped Ustream because it was a waste of time and effort because nobody was using it. And it was just a pain in the butt. But Block Talk works just fine.
Sandy.
Yes, it is. But we're still going to be uploading our shows to YouTube. So probably like half an hour after the show is finished, they'll be up on YouTube, and you can watch them there, or go to Blog Talk and watch them there, whatever works for you. But we are the Computer Tamers, Jason and Mish, and talking about some news. And so we'll have some emails later on for people that are having issues, and we can help them out. If you want to get a hold of us, it is 818-739-8894. That's call us. We'll probably take calls later on, maybe after the halfway point. We also, if you want to email us, you can email us at help@thecomputertamers.com. You also can go to thecomputertamers.com, and you can check out all the cool stuff we have there. We also have, if you go to the netcast on the left and you see the show notes, you can actually see what all the things that we're going to be talking about, so that if, say, we talk about something and you're like, hey, I want to look into that, you can go to it and use it. We were using Delicious, we still do, but it was a very disjointed and kind of messy way they reset up their pages. So we're just doing it ourselves because we're better than them.
We're going all alone on this.
We're going all out. Yeah. Anyway, so
we're of course on Facebook.
Yes.
Computer Tamers, so you can like us on there. And we're not a heavy user of Twitter, but you can follow us on there. We do post things randomly on there as well for those folks who are Twitter fanatics. Of course, if you are by your computer, you can chat with us on the Blog Talk Radio chat. We're there. Comments, suggestions. You can yell at us there. I think I can ban people. Can we ban people?
Yes, we're moderators. We can.
Sweet.
The only thing with the Blog Talk, you just have to be registered users, and it doesn't take long to register to become a user, because guests can't chat. Because they want to be able to control, like, when this inflammatory person gets in there and that kind of thing. It's kind of a pain in the butt.
It's true. And, of course, back to the YouTube, it's youtube.com/user/thecomputertamers. You have to add the dot in front of it. But, as we say, just go to our website, computertamers.com, and the link is there for all of the Facebook to Twitter. We're also on Google Plus and YouTube.
Yes. Pretty much everywhere.
Pretty much everywhere.
So, I think that's it for housekeeping. I think if it is, we can get started with the news. I don't have an intro or anything like that for news, so we're just going to do news. Rock Band Garbage have had their Twitter hacked. Actually, this is actually not a new thing. A lot of people's Twitter accounts have been being hacked in the last month or two. Basically, if they're verified, pay the Twitter account, which basically means that they contacted them, called them on the phone. Hey, is this your Twitter? Yep, that's mine. That kind of thing. But apparently, they started. The hacker put up a whole lot of bad things, and I was looking through them. It wasn't a horrible thing. It was mostly, inflammatory and like saying people suck, that kind of thing, which some people do.
Oh, they had swelling. It was inflammatory.
Inflammatory, yes. They need some analgesics.
Is this the next one?
You're on the British one.
Warning, British Airways, and this, like we said, this is just another example, but British Airways e-ticket receipt malware arriving in an inbox near you. So once again, in this case, the criminals have actually did like almost a copy and paste of a genuine email from, when you buy an airline ticket online.
No, I don't buy anyone anymore.
So you get groped by the TSA here in America. They'll email you the confirmation along with the e-ticket. They've actually taken a legit-looking email from them, and all they did was simply attach a zip file. Again, click the attachment to get your e-tickets. And of course, you're infected with on your computer, not necessarily on your phone. So if you do click them on your phone, that's actually what I do sometimes, even for customers. I'll have them send me the possible malware, and it will, and I'll open it up on my phone because I know I won't get infected that way. But this just again goes to show you to be careful what you click on. I know I was actually dealing with a customer this morning that she accidentally did click on the old UPS link with your shipment. The only reason she did that was because she actually did send something by UPS, and of course she's infected, going out there later to fix that. So again, don't click on attachments unless you're truly expecting it, even if it does come from a friend.
You're from a trusted source. Don't click on the link, just go straight to the site and just manually go to it. It's like instead of opening up the link and clicking on it or saying it, it's like unless you just ordered something and you know that you're going to get like a zip file or something like that, most sites don't even use zip files when they send stuff to you. They send you a link or a username. You go to this link and you download it directly. That's what I'm doing for a video editing software right now. It's taking forever, but whatever.
And also, unless you're really, if your friend from the budget meeting last night said, hey, I'm emailing you the Excel spreadsheet of the budget numbers, and the next day you do get that, then that makes a little more sense,
But out of the blue stuff.
Correct, out of the blue stuff.
Yay! My turn. I was cleaning my ears, too.
Then we can talk better?
No, so I could hear.
Oh, you got those kind of ears.
The ones that get dirty? Yes. This is a standard human apparatus that people get dirty.
Oh.
Actually, and it doesn't take long for did you know that your ears will secrete wax depending on the weather and the what's the term? Humidity and your stress level. So you could actually get really whacked it up in only an hour. It's like, how did I get all this crap in my ears? So it's interesting. Yes, and it's because it's a protective layer. People think that, it's disgusting. Well, not really. It's to protect your ears so that when little bugs or something sharp gets in there, it gets bound up into the wax. So, sorry that you have issues with, goo. Anyway, continuing on technology.
Roger that.
Manchester police pay off 150, I believe that's euros, 150,000 euros. I thought that was pounds, not pounds. Pounds. European money is confusing. Some countries don't use pounds, some do, and some say, I hate you all, and I'm just going to do my own way. Pay off 150,000 pounds fine for unencrypted USB key. Basically, the UK Information Commissioner's Office, the ICO, in the UK recently fined the Greater Manchester Police £150,000 for a data breach. The cops took it pretty well. Seeing that, I mean, that's kind of like, when they come to you and they say, "Oh, you did this bad, you go into jail." Well, they kind of took it well that the fact they were fined for basically breaking the law, which is kind of an oxymoron.
Test.
I know. And basically, the outgoing communication was they were sending out outgoing communications and were basically unencrypted. And with police and financials and whatnot, they have to be encrypted. And one of the USB keys, or USB thumb drive, I think it was not encrypted. And it looks like last year Australia had lost $400 lost of property auction in Sydney for 57 USB keys. So kind of interesting that the amount of money is a little off, but it just shows that a USB thumb drive, what makes it good is the fact it's portable and easy to carry, which means it's also easy to steal and easy to lose. So if you're carrying around data that you don't mind people to see, I mean, like your birth records or whatnot, you probably don't want people to see that, but like if you had like your bank account information, all those personal information, your security passwords, you probably want to encrypt it. And if you don't encrypt it, I mean, and you have a problem, it's nobody's fault but yours.
And hopefully you don't lose that, because once it's encrypted, no one can retrieve that data.
It's called being bricked, because if they encrypt my hard drive and my computer, if I don't remember both things, it's a brick. It's doing nothing unless I remember that password. And there are some encryption programs / schemes that actually, if you put in the wrong password too many times, it actually wipes the whole thing. I know, like even my phone, my Windows phone, but Jason's iPhones, because he has so many. I think it's 10 times you put the password lock, it actually wipes the phone. So yeah.
Wow.
But you don't have that on, because it's always on you, always. You should have it just welded to your body.
Yeah. You know that when iPhone to iPhone on iMessage, that data is encrypted.
I did not know that, but I do now.
So we just have a couple of minutes before our break, but IBM sinks on the sales miss. Tech Giant and IBM posted third quarter earnings yesterday, Tuesday, in line with expectations. Those shares sunk in after hours trading as the company reported a dip in the sales. Revenue slipped 5.4% versus a year ago, coming in at just under $25 billion. The Big Blue, also known as Big Blue, appears to be feeling the slowdown in Europe, with revenues for that region down 9%. Wow. Sales in America fell 4%, while actually Asia revenue rose 1%. The IBM's businesses include software and hardware development, along with, of course, consulting and IT services. And with its vast size and global footprint, investors tend to view the company's earnings as an indicative of overall corporate technology spending and demand, because, of course, they are everywhere.
Yeah. And I'll just go. The same basic thing is happening with Intel. Their sales are sinking as PC slump. Actually, one of our last, I might as well talk about now. The PCs in general are on the downfall for sales, which is, I think it's showing, is because they're saying that for Intel, the third quarter result is continuing to tough economic environments. And then, like the other news article is PC shipments to fall. PC shipments to fall for the first time in 11 years. So it's showing that either there's two things: the economy is so bad people can't afford computers anymore, which is a strong possibility. Or everybody's going to these portable devices like iPhones, iPads, and whatnot, and they're saying the heck with your, the desktop. Although for businesses, they kind of require a desktop / laptop, whatever, a tried and true, Excel, Office. I mean, that's the biggest thing. People always ask me, even when people buy new computers, oh, does it have Office on it? Yes. And then, so anybody that has a iPad, or we'll be talking about a little bit, the new Windows Surface, does it have Office on it? I mean, it's kind of thing is, apparently that's what people are most want. So a device that doesn't have that is not going to do as well. So plus also a tried and true keyboard is a good thing. So we're going to take a small break, and we'll be right back after these messages from mostly ourselves and other things that we support. Be right back.
Email is critical for business. In fact, it's revolutionized the way we conduct business. But when it's not working or optimized, it causes major problems. Did you know that 1/3 of in-house email outages last more than 24 hours? Many businesses say sales numbers are impacted after only 1 hour without email. And today's workforces are more virtual than ever, requiring instant access to email, up-to-date calendars, contacts, and tasks from anywhere at any time. But not all email is worth your time. It's estimated that more than 80% of email is spam. So the question is, are you managing your email, or is your email managing you?
Call the Computer Tamers at 860-456-1310 or visit thecomputertamers.com. Why Youngevity?
What we have, we can help thousands and thousands of people across the country and the world.
We represent an opportunity for better health, for better wealth, for better lifestyles. This business opportunity really can impact and does impact people's lives in a great way on a daily basis.
We have an answer for everyone's problems. It doesn't matter whether it's financial, it doesn't matter whether it's nutritional, it doesn't matter whether it's both. We have the solution for everybody.
It's given us financial freedom, it's given us time freedom, and it's given us health.
The only nutritional company anywhere to have multiple health claims recognized, approved by the FDA. There's no one else like that.
As a pharmacist, I think it's the best blend of products that you can have. It's a perfect blend.
My husband is no longer a diabetic. That is huge. He's not on insulin anymore.
You need the foundation of nutrition to make your body operate optimally. And 90 for Life is that.
You can make money from your very first month, and you can turn that income into literally any number that you want. There are people in this room who have made $50,000, $60,000 a month. There are people that I know that have made over $1 million a month in this industry who are associated with this company.
I've received a paycheck every month from Youngevity, every month for 14 years.
It's been a lot easier to pay the bills. Having the time and the time freedom from Youngevity, being able to retire 12 years early.
This is just the beginning of something huge, something that's been big for many years. Now we get to share it with as many people as we can.
Sky is not the limit, guys. We are absolutely changing the network marketing industry day by day.
Been in the industry a long time, and I can tell you firsthand that it doesn't get any better than this.
Every day you're not part of our system, you're building someone else's dreams instead of your own. With us, you can build your dreams.
Come find your Youngevity at thecomputertamers.com. Click on Youngevity.
And welcome back to the Tech Club. Today is Wednesday, October 17th, 2012.
Month is already almost over.
halfway over there. In 2 weeks, it'll be Halloween. So yesterday, you got an email from Microsoft, and I didn't, that the Microsoft Surface tablet is available for pre-sale or pre-orders as of right now.
Yes.
Technically yesterday at noon Eastern Time, but
it was a jerk when I saw the price.
Well, it's because we had reported on rumors, I guess it was a few months ago, that possibly the Microsoft Surface Tablet RT version, just like the Dodge RT version, is going to be at $199. However, that is unfortunately not true. The 10.6-inch tablet is going to start at $499, which actually is still not that bad.
No.
For a 32 gig model.
I mean, isn't the 32 gig iPad like $500?
Actually, I think it's I can pull it up now. Maybe $499. I think it's $499 as well.
Yeah.
Now, that only comes with the back stand. If you want the tablet keyboard to come with it, you could either buy that separately, which I think was $119, but it'll also be available standard with the model up from that, which I think is the 64 gig one, which is $699.
Correct.
Both tablets are only Wi-Fi only. The RT version model is the ARM-friendly version of Windows 8. Of course, ARM is the other microprocessor company, other than Intel. This is going to start shipping October 26th. Let's see. And basically, it's going to have an NVIDIA Tegra 3 CPU.
Which is pretty good, actually.
Right. Impressive 2 gigs of RAM. It does have Wi-Fi, of course, built into it, Bluetooth 4.0, an accelerometer. Of course, an accelerometer is where, just like the iPad, it can tell you what direction it's located, it's pointing.
Mm-hmm. And how fast it's going.
Right. Gyroscope, compass, dual microphones, stereo speakers, an HDL port, a full-size USB 2.0 port, and a micro SD slot. There are two 720 cameras. One on the front, one on the back, of course. It does come preloaded with the Microsoft Office Home and Student 2013 RT Preview Edition.
That's a long title.
Which is
just one big title.
Tweaked to accommodate the touchscreen interface.
Yep.
So this will be interesting. There is a commercial out for it. I actually saw it on TV last night when I was watching the mainstream media crap. But it was only a 30-second version of the 60-second one. And the 60-second one is actually pretty cool, I gotta admit.
Yes.
So this device will ship on October 26th. And of course, October 26th is also the date that Windows 8 will be officially available.
Mm-hmm.
Weighs 1.5 pounds, which is, compared to the iPad, which is 1.46, so it's pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
This really does look like a nice little feature, a nice little unit.
Yes.
Be very we have used the Windows 8 Preview Edition on a regular laptop.
Yes.
And I can see where the touch interface is actually going to make this really work great. So
exactly.
We'll see how it. Hopefully, maybe a listener can send us one.
Ooh, or Microsoft. Microsoft can send us this. We can give it a good review or a bad review. We'll be honest because we're honest like that. But I doubt that they'll like that because we are honest. I'm gonna shut up. One of the other things that I noticed about was that they didn't actually talk about the actual length of battery.
That's correct. Yeah, that's true.
I was hoping that there would. I mean, I know they rumored about it before, but I really didn't see too much about the battery. And I mean, I'm just going to go down through it again because I want to make sure that I didn't miss it, and I didn't. So,
well, that's a CNN article, so they don't always report the
CNN. Exactly. But hey, I would suggest. I mean, the biggest thing that makes this better than Apple is the fact that it's Windows. I mean, it can run a lot of the Windows-based software.
And of course, you can check it out at Surface.com. Pictures, videos,
the cool commercial.
There are, again, two versions of the Surface. The Surface RT, of course, it was the ARM-friendly one. The Surface with Windows 8 Pro is not yet available, no date yet. That's going to be a full-feature one, like for professionals and stuff like that. That's going to be even more money.
And heavier.
And probably heavier. And it comes in pink and red and blue and black.
I want the black one.
Black. This is pretty cool.
Yeah. Going from Microsoft to Apple. The October 23rd Apple event confirmed, and they basically said, we got a little more to show you. It's rumored that they're going to be showing the 7.85-inch iPad, and it's also rumored that they will be, there was something else that I saw. I heard that. Yeah, everybody hears my raspberries. Raspberry. But they say that the 7. The smaller screen one might not have a Retina display, so that's kind of weird. But anyway, if the iPhone can have it, why can't it?
Does it say how much they think it might be? Because it's a 10-inch one is $499.
This is a good point.
I assume that might be only a couple $100.
Yes, or $1,000 because it's Apple.
Well, I think they want to hopefully compete against the Surface or even the Kindle Fire.
Yeah.
I think the Kindle Fire is kicking their butt.
Yeah, I mean
in the 7-inch market.
Yeah. This is true. This is true. Very true.
A couple more minutes. Let's see. Hackers have hit small town USA. The town of Burlington, Washington, has warned residents that they could be targets of identity theft after hackers have compromised a number of town systems used to run an online automatic utility billing system and emptied $400,000 from the city bank account.
Sorry.
So if you're enrolled in they suggest, if you are enrolled in auto pay, you should assume that your name, bank account number
You've been compromised.
has been compromised. They did steal, stolen from a $400,000 account from Bank of America. The money was taken via a number of illegal wire transfers over a 2-day period.
I thought they were only allowed to transfer a certain amount. Like
That too, right? And I mean, when I buy a 25-cent, candy at the mall with my card, the bank calls me asking me if it was me. Why didn't they call them when they noticed this was going up? But I digress.
Yeah.
So once again,
local government stinks.
Yeah, we could segue to that.
We had a thing against the local government. I don't remember.
You, but I believe that was your cue for next.
The next one, the Wi-Fi one?
Sure, I know. I thought it was a pretty cool little hack that anybody can do as long as they don't slice their hand open with a beer can.
Yes.
Don't do it when you're drunk.
So don't drink the beer. So next is a way to boost your Wi-Fi signal on your router. Now, granted, you have to have one that has an antenna with just a beer can. What you basically do is you have to take a beer can, pop a hole in the bottom or the top. You can use where you drink out of, and and then you cut it down the side and then cut the top off and you unfurl it, kind of like a half moon, and you then point it in the general direction and it will amplify it. Basically what this is doing is the way wireless or radio waves work is it propagates the wave. And the wave is inhibited by metal and water. So an aluminum can, by the way, you shouldn't drink out of aluminum cans because it's bad for your health. It's poison if you didn't know. The aluminum will bounce the waves that would be normally heading the opposite direction into where it should be going. It's kind of like you trying to hear somebody, you put your hand behind your ear so you can hear them better. Same basic idea. That's the reason why your ears look like they do. so they actually can pick up more of the sound. And supposedly, you can get almost a 25 to 30% increase, which I think might be a little overdoing it, but if you have a strong enough signal, maybe it would. Now, this actually goes both ways. Your computer's wireless antenna has to have the same kind of power to push out to it. So sometimes you may have basically saturating the area, but if that computer can't transmit to the base station, you're just receiving, which means you can't browse the internet. You just get whatever they're sending out. For your information, FYI.
I know we're running out of time. Got a minute, or about a minute. Article out there. Panetta says cyber attacks access controls for critical use. What? Basically, Defense Secretary has bluntly warns that we're. That's the wrong word. Should be we are, but I need to do apostrophe there. But anyways, we're in a
newspaper. What do you expect?
Defense Secretary bluntly warns we're in a pre-9/11 moment that could precede catastrophic attack. Hints Iran is involved. I put this out there because while it obviously may be true, I don't necessarily believe that. I think it's just more propaganda to enact the executive orders that they are currently writing for cybersecurity, since Congress, quote-unquote, failed their job, according to Obama.
Well, I think they've all failed their jobs of protecting us from, themselves.
It has been proven that, it was the United States that actually did Stuxnet, and the two others, which I forget right now, Flame and one other. So they've attacked Iran, and we're worried about others. So, all right, we will be right back for the second bottom half of the show, where we're going to answer your emails, your phone calls, and all that stuff. So, yeah, we'll be right back.
Email is critical for business. In fact, it's revolutionized the way we conduct business. But when it's not working or optimized, it causes major problems. Did you know that 1/3 of in-house email outages last more than 24 hours? Many businesses say sales numbers are impacted after only 1 hour without email. And today's workforces are more virtual than ever, requiring instant access to email, up-to-date calendars, contacts, and tasks from anywhere at any time. But not all email is worth your time. It's estimated that more than 80% of email is spam. So the question is, are you managing your email, or is your email managing you?
Call the Computer Tamers at 860-456-1310 or visit thecomputertamers.com.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes with a force-wielding power of the ancient Lord Arms. Believe, the Dragonborn comes. It's an end to the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, the dragon Rosa Tobakin Fahim Kogamuntra. Thanks for watching.
And welcome back to the Tech Club. Once again, this is Jason, and Misha's here as well.
I'm
Dave-
waving. Nobody can see it, but I'm
Wait.
waving.
October 17th. That was a theme song to Skyrim.
It was the one of the songs decided. It was redone by a young lady named Michaela.
Dragonborn Comes, I guess is the name of the song. The YouTube video is out on the show notes for today, which of course you can find at our website, computertamers.com, and click on Netcast, and then show notes, and then finally today's show. It's right there at the bottom. So let's see, our first electronic mail that we have received electronically is from Andrew in Los Angeles, California. I heard that the new iPhone can be controlled by Apple. Is this true, and what does this exactly mean? Andrew is a little bit confused, but at the same time has some of it is
Correct.
true to a point. It's not necessarily the new iPhone, it's the new operating system that Apple has come out with, which is iOS 6.
Can you put that on your 3GS?
I do not know, actually. I know it's slow on the original 4, so it's probably molasses slow on a frozen day in Antarctica on the 3GS. But
that sounds like the 3GS in general. Making fun of Apple is fun.
The iOS 6 does have the ability for, well, two things. I forgot what it's called, but it has built into it the ability for the federal government to send text messages or call you regarding the emergency alert system in case something was going on.
I could see someone using that system to hack and get people's stuff, but the government doesn't care about us anyway.
Even if the phone is on, say, vibrate, or I believe even if it's off, they can turn it on. The other thing that might be referring to is Apple has applied for a patent to be able to shut the phone down anytime it wants to, but basically during any emergency or security risk. They've applied for a patent for that, and that's probably what you're getting from. So right now that's not possible, supposedly, but it may happen if they get the patent and include that into their phones. I don't know about Androids or Windows phones. The Windows phones just want to kill you because you're Gen X. Google just wants to know everything about you. So I can see why Google and Microsoft never got along. Microsoft wants to kill you. Google wants you because they want information on you.
Every little piece. I mean, I'm surprised that Google doesn't own Twitter and whatnot, which they probably will buy.
They will. So that's what that means. There's no way you can shut that off. There is an option. No, because it overrides everything. So there you go, Andrew. You're screwed one way or the other.
By the government. Like normal. Anyway, so next email. This is from Gina from Miami, Florida. Currently very hot. I don't know if Gina is, but I mean, Miami's hot all the time. Is there a way to privately and securely browse the internet? Yes and no, much like Andrew's. The way the internet works is that, much like your phone, is that you have to have a connection point onto the internet, and that point can be tracked at all. It can be tracked. You may have even seen, like in movies where they really stylize people's hackers. You can use proxies, which basically say I have a proxy in Japan, and then that proxy then proxies out to Yugoslavia. Well, those hops make it a little harder for whoever's trying to track you to find you. So using a proxy generally is the best way to secure yourself on the internet, privately. but it can always be tracked back to you. One other thing is also you can do the same proxy thing, but you can use public Wi-Fi. So you go down to your Starbucks and do what you need. Granted, that's not the secure, that's the private part. So, because at Starbucks, it's all open Wi-Fi, so not going there. Let's see, what else? Securely would be encrypted. Anything encrypted generally is more secure. So if you had a proxy encrypted, like say you work for, I'll use a big business around here like UTC, United Technologies, and you work for them and you connected to them, now granted, they would know what you're doing, and which means the government would know, but everybody else, if you surf to them, would be seeing that it's just UTC, they can't track you, it's very secure. This is the reason why most businesses, large organizations, use VPNs, have those RSA keys and whatnot, so that they basically tell you you can't connect unless you're completely secure and not going to be leaking anything. So yes and no to both, but you can't have really one and the same. You can't have both of them. You can't have both securely and private, unless you have your own ISP and you rigged it up so that it looks like it's coming to the moon.
And a note on that, added to the show notes for a news item, which we didn't get to yet, but apparently South Carolina has decided that webmail isn't protected by privacy laws. In a unanimous decision, the Justice of the South Carolina Supreme Court ruled that email stored by a webmail service like Outlook.com or Gmail is not electronically stored for purposes of backup protection. That means that it doesn't conform to the Stored Communications Act of 1986. You're not protected by any of its privacy considerations.
Awesome.
So they suggest, what?
In South Carolina.
It does suggest, you could use POP.
Mm-hmm.
But because with POP account, as we explained in past shows, what a POP account does is it goes out to the server and removes it from the server and copies to your PC. But it doesn't really remove it from the server. These companies still have backups of the server, backups of the emails, even though they say they can't retrieve and stuff like that. So,
one of the things I was just thinking is that that's South Carolina, but that's if their servers are there.
Probably. I guess.
If the servers say in Yugoslavia, that law does not stand, because that's just the access point. That's not the actual destination point.
Probably, yes.
So you might be getting into was it mired in mucky mired? Maybe hot footing around for that one. I don't know.
All right, one more question, and we'll go to a break. Dale from Punta, California, asks, "What is the best way to clean his laptop screen?" There is medication. Just kidding. There is cleaning stuff out there. You can buy like at Walmart or Staples, designed specifically for LCD or LED screens. It's the same stuff you would use for your large screen TV, or it doesn't have to be your large screen TV. It could be your small screen TV that's LCD or LED. You really don't want to use Windex. It's too abrasive for it. I mean, you can use a light bit of it, but you don't want to use like a towel. You want to use something soft because, obviously it is glass and you don't want to scratch it.
Leak and blast and all that
Exactly. So, and it's not expensive.
If you wanted to go the DIY, do it yourself way, you can go down to your local hardware store and buy denatured alcohol, a small can of it. And denatured alcohol is basically the rubbing alcohol that most people use in. Yes, denatured alcohol would be also called woodcutters, woodcutters alcohol. They add special stuff so you don't drink it because basically it's moonshine. Yep, it's awesome. Put a little of that on a very fine cloth, like Jason was saying, and you can rub that in. Because the nice thing about denatured alcohol is that it dries dry. There's no residue. Rubbing alcohol, there's water in it, which means that it can leave watermarks, that kind of thing. If all you had was rubbing alcohol, I mean, it'll work, but denatured, I mean, it just dries clean. Basically, that's the reason why that if you wanted to give electronics a chemical bath, you would use denatured alcohol because, I mean, it doesn't really, not abrasive, it loosens up everything because that's what alcohol does, loosens everything up.
Of course, what do I use on my screen? Windex.
Or spit.
That
Life.
works,
Anyway, so I mean, there's always a way around, buying specialized stuff because denatured alcohol you can also do other things with.
Drink it.
You poison yourself or whatever.
Sure.
Because they add poison.
Well, you drink fluoride if you have fluoride. So
This is true. This is true. Fluoride. They also put sodium chloride. Basically, they put chlorine in your water, the city waters, in some of the rural areas. And anybody that knows anything about history knows that chlorine was used as a chemical weapon. Because once you aerosolize, or weaponize it, you breathe in chlorine, you're dead. Your skin starts to melt off. It was the first chemical weapon, next to mustard gas.
With that, we will be right back for a quick break. We're going to review the iPhone 5.
My problem is I've got my pointer in the middle of the screen, and I need to move it to the left, but my mouse is over on the left-hand side of the pad. And if I go any further to the left, it's going to go off the pad. Anyway, if you could give me a call, I'd appreciate it. I'll wait until I hear from you.
Some people just can't be helped. For everybody else, here's the Computer Tamers.
Hello?
Your computer running slow, or maybe you just need a newfangled Windows 7 upgrade. Trust your most important piece of hardware to the software experts at the Computer Tamer. They can even remote into your machine to get it up to speed by removing dangerous viruses and malware. That saves you time, gas, and maybe even your sanity. Get in touch with the Computer Tamers today to discuss customizing a happy computing healthcare solution to meet your own unique needs.
How exactly would I do that?
Log on to thecomputertamers.com.
.com stands for what again?
The Computer Tamers.
It's a digital world.
We make it easy.
That was a very quick take.
So
we're reviewing the iPhone 5.
Yes.
Do you have it in hand?
Yes.
You had it in hand.
I had it in hand.
Was not impressed, apparently.
Not really. I had the opportunity to actually purchase an iPhone 5 at a very good price. Because my iPhone 4S screen had cracked. And I'm like, I don't want to buy a new one, or do I want to pick this one? But bottom line, when it came down to it, was yes, the iPhone 5 does definitely have a bigger screen. It is actually slightly, for folks who haven't seen it, thinner. Not as wide as the 4 and 4S.
Does it have a little dunk in the trunk?
It's a little taller. It is faster than the 4S especially. And you hitting the camera button, and it comes up instantaneously. But that's really about it. There's really not much more advantage to it. A lot of the other advantages come from iOS 6, which of course you can get on the 4 and 4S. One thing I did not. It is a complaint other folks have had was, the iPhone 5 is definitely a lot lighter of a phone. It's like some of the Android phones. And when it comes to Apple stuff, Apple stuff, it has a feel to it that it's heavier, built well. It's,
I bet the extra glass that they removed from the back.
Right, it may have been, but it's definitely, it almost feels like a toy. That's what a lot of folks say. Even when I went to pick it up, this guy had it, and he's like, I don't think you'll like it. He was going to sell it to me. He says, I don't think you'll like it.
Not a good selling aspect if you're going to say, you're not going to like this, but buy it.
So I said, he's right. I was actually going to buy it and pick it up, and so I really don't think, if your contract is up, and it's all over for a new one.
Maybe $100, maybe $150.
Possibly, but of course, if you're going to renew that contract for another couple years, so I don't know if it's worth extending your contract for a couple more years. If you have an iPhone 4, or of course a 3GS, yes, definitely worth the upgrade. If you have a 4S, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. Because again, a lot of the upgrades come from the software, which is iOS 6. And you get that on both of them.
One thing I remember from the 4 to the 4S is that the speaker was a much improvement on the 4S. What did you play with the speaker?
No, I did not. So I do not know. The 4S speaker is better than the 4. I can tell you that for sure. But
the 4S speaker blows donkey bits.
Right. And the 5 does have a different docking connector.
Which itself is it's a nice idea, but it's one of those things that I think they should have incorporated or put it in the box, a converter.
Which, if the converter's not part of it, you can buy it for $30. Right. So that's an extra $30 that you would have to purchase. So.
And if you saw me now, my hands are just going back and why? Why would you do this? Oh wait, you're Apple and you're money grabbing little jerks. Steve Jobs would have their butt for that.
Probably. Yeah. So that's a review of the iPhone 5. Unless you got a 3GS or a 4.
Well, version 3G.
Wow. Do people even use those?
I actually know a couple of people that still have them. They don't even accept apps.
I would not upgrade. So that's it for this week's show. Catch us next week at Tech Club next Wednesday, same time, same day, same place, same website, and same channel.
Toodles.